Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome today.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something.
Like dick piercing?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
I'll just kill some random dude.
His wishes.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another Plotty Time Minisode. This week, I'm back, Poppascotch, just me, and I'm coming up with another entry for my numbskulls. I know I said I wasn't gonna do many of these, and I like semi-retired it. Thought I wasn't gonna do them, and then I just keep getting platinum. So I guess we have to. And to be honest, I kind of enjoy it. Like, it's a drag when I'm spent all day at work and I'm at home and I've got cleaning to do, or I've got chores, or I want to get something done with my stupid 3D printer bullshit, or I got to edit the podcast, or something else happens, and then I got to sit in front of my PlayStation, and then I have to play a game, and I have to platinum it, and I have to write down notes and content in order to talk about it. It kind of turns this whole thing into a chore, but especially when the game's bad. But you know what? I just keep doing it. I don't. No, I'm not bitching. I'm not complaining because it's entirely onto me. I could just not do it. Anyway, none of that matters. This one's for the numbskulls. And this week, I am talking about a game I didn't even know existed until I started looking up super easy platinums. If you follow the YouTube video that walks you through how to get each platinum, or how to get each trophy and get the platinum, it'll take you about 45 minutes to an hour. Maybe if you have to like pause and do stuff. Maybe even like an hour and a half if you're really slow and you have to pause. But that's it, and you can get the platinum. The game is called Her Majesty's Spiffing. I know you're curious, right? It's really funny because I'm looking at PSN profiles at the trophies I got in order to talk about them, and I can see recent players. There's literally one. There's 5,795 game owners as per PSN profiles, and platinum achievers are 5,279, which means that 91.1% of people who play this game get the plat. Average completion of 93%, and the 100% completion total, again, same thing, 91.1. So this is a for real platinum trophy. This is a game, again, Her Majesty's Spiffing, also known as Her Majesty's Spiffing, The Empire Staggers Back. It was released for PlayStation 4 on December 13th, 2016. It had been released the week before on December 7th, 2016 for PC and Xbox One. It has since come out on Android and Switch. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I think it was a little bit on the pricier side for something like this. It plays like an indie game, but it's a point-and-click strategy adventure. It is an indie game. It plays like an indie game, I guess, as far as point and click goes. But I'll tell you what, it looks really pretty. I would love to see what Billy Goat Entertainment could do with a bigger budget, because it wasn't bad. I mean, the writing was pretty darn good too. This is not a big studio. The only other game I see that they made is something called Supermarket Shriek, which has 76 game owners with a platinum. And I don't know, maybe I should check that out, see how hard that is to get into. Anyway, so this game it's fine. It's fine. It's very short. I remember playing it and being like, that's it. There's not much to it. Basically, the whole point of the game, the plot here, is that it's set up in the United Kingdom, I guess a near future. But the setup is that the UK withdrew from the European Union, which, yeah. Right? So then the UK in this alternate reality near future, they weren't really super happy about the political turmoil and the isolation, not, taking part in the rest of the European Union because they're on their own island now. So the Queen basically decided to dissolve Parliament and take control of the country herself in order to make Britain great again. So they realized the Queen wanted to go back to, like, colonial England type shit, which was awful. The British Empire type stuff. Awful. You shouldn't go back to that. It was fucking terrible. Any hoodles. So they start to talk. They start thinking, it's going to be difficult and bloody, and the whole rest of the world's going to hate us if we start, just conquering other lands. So fuck it. Let's take this conquering journey into space, and we're just going to do it all over again with British colonies all over space. that's basically the setup to it. Now, in case you're wondering, this is I'm assuming a British game because, boy, do they make fun of a lot of British humor. And if it's not, it's very mean. Anyway, you play as Captain Frank Lee English. Yeah, he's super English. He has the Union Jack on his mug. Like, he's really going for it. He's a space guy that is really into all aboard it. He's got a co-pilot with him in the ship, a Welsh subordinate by the name of Aled Jones. And English is like kind of a working man, blue collar type guy with military experience, like no nonsense. Probably if he wasn't here, he would be working in a factory somewhere in Pittsburgh if he was American as well. But his buddy Jones is a well-mannered man, but he's not good at his job. He's pretty incompetent. So it's like old school, new school riff for some of the humor, which is fun. It's fun. It's as far as games go that I've played just to get the platinum, this is not even close to the worst game. Not even close. It might be up there for one of the better ones. But just to go over it, the concept, the road to platinum is a very simple one. You just need to basically do a couple things around the ship. If you have a guide, or like I said, watch a YouTube video that's like an hour or 40 minutes long or whatever, it will get done pretty darn quickly. And all you really need to do is you need to remember to save at 2 places, and then, which you can auto-save whenever. You just save whenever. So you go in, you save, you do something, you reload, and then you do something else to get the second trophy. This is a pretty common thing. I used it a lot in, if I can remember back from my platinum days of trying to get the Fallout 3 platinum, you had to reach, I forget exactly what they are, so don't hold me to this, but it was something like, they'd be like, reach level 10 with good karma, and then you had to do reach level 10 with normal karma, and then reach level 10 with evil karma. So basically what I would do is play to the good side, to play to the normal side, and then what I would do is, like when I got to level 9.5, or whatever it is, I was just cognizant, and I'd start like killing people and murdering them, then I'd get to neutral and just do a quick mission and get that one, and then I'd keep murdering, or I'd go back and keep murdering people and go to 10 being evil. So it's kind of like you're loading save, you're doing something real quick, and then loading it again and moving on. Same concept, but the trophies here basically require you to interact with the world, like I said, point and click. It's not a big game. Like, you start on the ship, then you land on Mars, and then you run into a couple of French colonists, and there's some making fun of the French there as well, which I guess the British like to do. Because the French colonist basically just wants everyone to wear berets, ride bicycles, and eat crepes. And that's a quote. Like, that's not me being jingoist. That's me just saying what they wanted to do. Because I guess the French got to Mars first and colonized it first. Well, I guess the planet wasn't Mars, but it looked a lot like Mars. I don't know. Either way, there's some fun moments on the planet where you're talking to the French people. You kind of trick them into leaving, and then you can plant your flag, and then that's the end of the game. That's really it. There's not much to it. Some of the trophies, a lot of the trophies just just make you basically interact with the world on the ship and off the ship. And there's some, there's one trophy called Every Breath You Take, and all it says is, look intently at Sub-Lieutenant Jones. I think you just stood there and didn't reply, and then that got you the trophy. There's a trophy called Inconceivable, because in the very beginning, basically, your character, Frank Lee English, decides to go grab a coffee, and he's like, Jones, you want one? And he's like, yeah, sure. Or he grabs a tea. Sorry, it's a tea, because obviously it's a tea. So he goes to get a tea, and this is one of the save things where you pick up soap, and you put it in the tea and give it to Jones. That's like one trophy. And then another trophy is you accidentally give him your glass, and you can't do them both. You can only do one as it progresses the story, so you reload. You get the picture here. There's also one where I think the only one I really had to make any kind of really sort of effort was, it's called, the trophy's called Call Auto Glass, and you have to crash into an ejected fuel cell when you're piloting the ship. And basically what you do is you eject the fuel cell, then you have to kind of steer it and kind of pay attention and run into it. It's not difficult, but you had to pay attention to do it, and it was kind of a pain in the ass to load the save, but it wasn't that bad. There's other trophies, like you have to break a sweat while running on the treadmill. You just have to run the treadmill for a little bit, and it'll do it. There's one trophy called What a Thrill, Use the Ladder Like a Boss. I don't remember that one. I think you just had to slide down the ladder. There's ones where you had to find a replacement motor. You finding the French camp. Examine all the rocks was a stupid one. It was a gold trophy. And all it was called was +1 for geology. And basically, when you land on the planet, you have all these rocks around you. You have to go look at them and examine them. And there's like 6 or 7 of them. So that's it. That was a gold trophy. So it wasn't. This is not a difficult game. There's even a Planet of the Apes reference where you see the Statue of Liberty, and it's like, oh my God, this was Earth. It's very referential. It's very English humor. It's fun. I kind of fast-forwarded through all the dialogue because I just wanted to get the platinum and get out of there. By the way, the platinum, judging by PSN profiles, took me 1 hour, 21 minutes, 40 seconds. So, like I said, not a tough game. It is sci-fi. There's some good comedy in it. There's some good British humor. If you want to click through it and listen to the guys talk, it's worth it. I mean, it's fun if that's your thing. It's just, it's tough because there's not really much to it. There's a couple of good, solid humor moments. Like I said, with the tea. There's also one of the things you need to do. I guess it's fine to make fun of the French, but there's a moment where you need to go down. The whole point is you got to plant the English flag on this planet, and the French have already planted their flag. And they're hanging out. It's like they're on a beach. Like they have tables and shit out. And they're just kicking back and chilling. And then the whole point is you got to get them to leave. So that you can remove their flag and put yours and be like, oh, see, England was here first. Boom. Which I guess whatever. It's fine. That's what it's given us to do. Whatever. So you in order to get them, you have to go around the ship. You have to find a big wheel of cheddar cheese, and then you need to go into the ship and one of your science experiments, and you have to grab a frog. So then you combine those things, so it's a cheese and a frog. You can give it to the two French guys, which, by the way, one of them's a short Napoleon-looking guy. The other one is a purple gorilla. And maybe I just don't know French culture enough to understand why that's a joke, but it's literally an anthropomorphized gorilla, Planet of the Apes style, that's purple and wearing a spacesuit and shit. I didn't get that reference or what stood for or what the deal was there, but whatever. So they give them the frog and the cheddar cheese. They run away and are all about it. And then they decide at some point, I forget exactly why, but they retreat back to their ship, and then they basically, English and Jones plant the flag. Britain owns the planet. So that's really it. There's an interesting one where you can go into you can go into their little area, their camp, and there's a couple trophies in there. There's one called Bubbles, where they have, I guess, a washing machine. So you need to turn on the washing machine by throwing something at a button that's on the other side. Oh, that's right, because you had to turn on a beacon, and you couldn't do that without the power, and the power had been broken because of their washing machine, I guess. Anyway, there's a trophy, that dishwashing liquid you found way earlier. You had to actually hold on to that to this point, and then you would actually place it in the washing machine, turn it on, bubbles go everywhere, blah, 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 blah. So that's a gold trophy, too, man. And then there's a gold trophy for completing it, and then the platinum for getting all the other trophies, which I guess that makes sense. You have complete the story trophies all the time, so I guess that's not that weird. But the game itself, there's not much really more for me to talk about. It's a little bit pricey for what it is right now. I don't think they're doing a sequel. It's been, 5 years almost. No, it's been just over 4 years, I'd say. And, I don't know if they plan to make this in a bigger game or what the situation is, but it doesn't look like it's happening. I should have probably done a little bit more research. But, I don't know exactly what happened to them. But apparently, the game is set after the withdrawal from the European Union, and this was put out in 2016, so I think those timelines don't exactly... But the fun part about this is they were making the game, they were working on it, they were doing it, and they're developing it in the year 2016, and the vote from the UK to actually leave the European Union happened on June 23rd, 2016. So they had to go back and like redo some jokes because it actually happened. Which, you know, we'll see how good of an idea that was. It's not good. We'll see. But they made some references to Nigel Farage as well, who's one of the people behind it. There's also a really fun option at the end where you can use either the English voice or the American English voice. And if you choose the American, you'll actually hear a laugh track after a joke. So that's kind of fun. They're poking a little fun at us Yanks. You know, why not? We deserve more than that. But yeah, like there's super not a lot for me to talk about here. I'll just say that as far as the Numbskulls entries go, this certainly wasn't bad. I'd even put it on the better side. And I think that goes a lot to the fact that it was very short. And while it wasn't a big game, it wasn't long, it did keep me engaged with enough stuff the entire time. Is it silly? Yeah, absolutely. It is a pretty silly game. It's fun. It's fun to learn about other cultures. I didn't know half the jokes. I knew a couple of the English ones, but not everything. Because you can always tell, like in a movie or a TV show or somewhere like that, when they do a nod to something, and you're like, I don't understand what they're talking about, but I know that was a reference of some sort, right? So they did a lot of that, a lot of in-your-face references, but it was good. I suggest this game when it's on sale. I think I do remember paying like way too much money for it. I might have paid like $10-15 for it. I don't remember, and I'm not gonna look it up. But if you want something point-and-click adventure, if you need to scratch that itch, but you don't want to be in too hard, maybe you can pick it up for iOS or Android because that exists. Or Switch, take it with you. It's fun. It's a good game, I guess, for what it is. So I would really love to see them do more things. Apparently Apparently Billy Goat Entertainment is a Belfast-based company, and previously before this, they did animated advertisements for Irish television. What? I'm just reading this off the Wikipedia right now. But the game apparently was supposed to be a short animated film, but they found out it'd be difficult to fund that as opposed to an adventure game, so they actually ended up getting funding from the government. They actually tried to do it, I guess, looks like on Kickstarter. That failed. Then they got money from the Northern Ireland Screen Fund, and they ended up getting £30,000 in order to get that up and running. But they did, and you know what? It was, all things considered, like it was a Kickstarter game, that they had no money, that they had to go to the government to do it. It came out pretty well. I mean, the story for what it was pretty good. I would love to see them do a full game. But it doesn't look like that's really in the cards, so that's a shame. But that's it. I would love to hear what all you people have to say about there. If you've played it, if I made it sound interesting, if you're never gonna play it in your whole fucking life, go ahead, drop us an email, send it to plottytime@gmail.com. We have a 100% guaranteed response rate, so we will absolutely listen to it. You can also head over to socials, get to us there at Plottytime on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want, you can also head to YouTube. We got a new animated it's a new animated thing you can look at while you watch the videos that are actually just the audio for the podcast. But if you go there, like and subscribe, it really helps us out. So I'll be back. I guarantee you, I'll be back with more of these Numbskulls entries. So if you want to hear more, if you have a game you can suggest, if you fucking hate them and you never want to hear me do one again, tell me that too. If enough people hate them, obviously I won't do them. So let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Get in touch with us. And you know what? I'll talk to you guys next time. Get some plats. Celebrate. Get more plats. Later.